Hello everyone, I'm your instructor Dr. Asma Rashi. Today is our fourth day of our course on cellular pathology. By looking this picture, what comes in your mind? Suicidal attempt? Programmed death? Yes. Today we are going to discuss apoptosis. These are your learning objectives. In this video, in part 1 of apoptosis, we are going to discuss the definition of apoptosis, the clinical examples of apoptosis in physiological and pathological condition. And next video, we are going to discuss the mechanism of apoptosis in detail. So, what is apoptosis? Apoptosis is a pathway of cell death that is induced by a tightly regulated suicidal program in which cells destined to die activate intrinsic enzyme like caspases that degrade the cell's own nuclear DNA and nuclear cytoplasmic proteins. Basically, the apoptosis is a well-controlled programmed individual cell that is caspase mediated, and it leads to fragmentation of the cells and organelles into numerous small buds. These numerous small buds, these are engulfed by macrophages without surrounding inflammation. There is no inflammation in apoptosis. The name apoptosis is derived from Greek word falling off. It was quickly appreciated that apoptosis was a unique mechanism of cell death that is distinct from necrosis. This is normal cell. This is pathway showing the cell death by necrosis, and this is pathway showing the cell death by apoptosis. And these two processes, although they are the types of irreversible cell injury, but all the processes in both types, in necrosis and apoptosis, they are quite unique and quite different. What happened in necrosis? Necrosis is characterized by loss of memory integrity. There is enzymatic digestion of the cell, there's leakage of cellular contents, and frequently a host reaction, and there is surrounding inflammation, necrosis. What happened in apoptosis? There is no membrane damage. There's formation of small apoptotic bodies which has intact cellular membrane and has intact organelles and intact membranes of the organelles, and this apoptotic bodies, they are get rid from the body by phagocytosis. The macrophages phagocytose these small apoptotic bodies. Now question should arise in your mind that why should a cell commit suicide? Basically, the programmed cell that is needed for proper normal development as mitosis. You all know that in mitosis, the cells are divided by the process of mitosis, and if there is division of the cell goes on and on, that then it ends in the abnormality, or you can see in malignancy. But nature has designed a process of programmed cell death which removes the unwanted cells from the body, or the abnormal cells or immature cells from the body, or the cells which serve their useful function in the body. They get rid from the body, or they remove from the body by the process of apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. Programmed cell death. Now, these are the situations in which apoptosis occurs in physiological condition, like the resorption of tadpole tail in frog, the formation of fingers and toes of fetus during fetal development requires the removal of these unwanted cells in between the fingers and toes by apoptosis. Another situations are the programmed destruction during embryogenesis, which includes the implantation, organogenesis, developmental involutions, and metamorphosis. The term programmed cell death was originally coined to denote the death of a specific cell type that was precisely regulated and occurred at times defined during the development of multicellular organisms. Apoptosis is a generic term for this pattern of cell death, regardless of the content, that is often used interchangeably with the programmed cell death. It is best to avoid this term to denote apoptosis. In some cases, necrosis may also be a form of programmed cell death. Fourth one is the involution of hormone-dependent tissue upon hormone withdrawal, such as endometrial cell breakdown during the menstrual cycle, the ovarian follicular atresia in menopause, and the regression of lactating breast after weaning. Another causes of apoptosis is the physiological conditions are the cell loss and proliferating cell populations such as immature lymphocytes, the thymus that fails to express useful antigen receptors, and the elimination of harmful self-reactive lymphocytes either before or after they have completed their maturation, and that of host cells that have served their useful purpose like neutrophils and lymphocytes, because all these cells they are either immature and they fails to serve their useful function, and they have completed their function and they are no longer required in their body, so they are removed from the body by this process of apoptosis. Now, the apoptosis in pathological condition. Apoptosis eliminates cells that require beyond repair without eliciting a host reaction, thus limiting collateral tissue damage, and death by apoptosis is responsible for loss of cells in a variety of pathological states like DNA damage, the radiations, different types of radiations, cytotoxic anti-cancer drugs. Hypoxia can damage DNA by free radical formation. These, if the repair mechanism cannot cope with the injury, the cell triggers intrinsic mechanism that induce apoptosis. In this situation, elimination of cells may be better alternative than risking mutations in the damaged DNA, which may result in malignant transformation. So in these cases, it is better that damaged DNA is removed from the cell by the process of apoptosis. Second one, cause of apoptosis or example of apoptosis in pathological condition is accumulation of misfolded protein. The improperly folded proteins may arise because of the mutation in the gene encoding these proteins, or because of extrinsic factors such as damage caused by free radicals. Excessive accumulation of these proteins in the endoplasmic reticulum leads to a condition called endoplasmic stress, which culminates in apoptotic cell death, and apoptosis caused by the accumulation of misfolded proteins have been invoked as the basis of several degenerative diseases of the central nervous system and the other organs. Third one causes the cell death in certain infections like HIV infections and viral infections. The viral infected cells, they are harmful for the body, so they are removed from the body by the process of apoptosis, and they occur in disease conditions, so they comes in pathological conditions. Last one is the pathological atrophy in parenchymal organs after duct obstruction, such as occur in pancreas, parotid gland, and the kidney. Distal to duct obstruction, there's pathological atrophy in parenchymal organs. In the next video, I am going to discuss with you mechanism of apoptosis. Hope you will like the video.